Hi, today I am going to show you how to install PHP, use PHP, and the basics of PHP. So the first thing we need to know how to install PHP. So for installation of PHP on your local Windows computer, go to Google Chrome and in Google Chrome type XAMPP. Once you go to XAMPP, you will see this URL www.apachefriends.org. Click on the link and over here you can see three download options. One is XAMPP for Windows, XAMPP for Linux, and XAMPP for iOS. So first, if you have Windows, click over here and you will see the download process which will proceed. After the download thing has happened and once you have installed, so you have to check for XAMPP control panel, which is this. You click on this and an icon of this will pop up. Over here there are so many options of Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat. So you have to proceed with Apache first. Press the start, and once it's started the port number will be shown and this will turn into the green. Second, you start again and the MySQL will start over here. After this, proceed to your URL and you type localhost. Localhost is the address of your local computer. And when you press enter, if this is shown, that means your XAMPP is successfully installed. Now, how to run your PHP code in XAMPP? So first you have to go to the C program. So when you go to the C program, there will be a folder called XAMPP. So I used to previously have XAMPP, then I had removed it. So when I installed it again, I had to make a XAMPP2 name folder name. So you have to go into the XAMPP. For me it is XAMPP2 over here. Then you have to go to htdocs. Even in when you're web hosting it online, you have to go inside it is same like public HTML, and in your PC it is shown as htdocs. Over here you make a folder of your choice. Example will do it as practice course. So you go to new and then you select practice and practice. Okay, we'll rename it as practice one. Then what I'll do, I'll send it to my desktop. So from there I can directly access. So if you can see here, practice is being made over here. So I go inside the practice folder, and inside the folder I have to make my first PHP code. So for PHP basically you don't need a special IDE, but the simplest IDE which is free and can be used is Notepad++. To access Notepad++, first I'll make a Notepad document, select this, and I'll do save as PHP file. Always you have to save it .php extension. So my first file name will be as hello world and .php, and then I do all files and then I save it. So now my first PHP document is open. I have not written any code, so I right click it, and what I was talking about, edit with Notepad++, and I'll select this. So your whole code will be over here. So to start the PHP, you have to write it between two syntax. The first syntax is lesser to sign question mark PHP, and to end the PHP code, you have to do question mark greater to sign and press save. Whatever code you write, you have to write between here, because this is whatever code you write can only be read by server. And inside the server code, if you write echo means you are supposed to print whatever you want to say to the client. So that will be shown in the client side. I'll show you an example. So first I'm going to write hello world. Why hello world? So every developer, when learning a language, the first language, whenever he's writing, he's supposed to write hello world to know if his program is running or there is syntax error. So you write echo double quotes because string should be come under double quotes always. Hello world, and always there has to be semicolon, and I press save. When I go to my Chrome, you have to write the folder name practice and your the PHP name which I have saved the file with hello world. You see over here hello world is shown. Why? But why echo is not shown? That syntax is not shown because this is the client side of the code. So as I said, the server side can be only seen by the server. So that's why we put it in Apache. Apache is our server and this is our code. So you must be wondering why we are not running the code directly from there. Like just open it with via Chrome because our system is not that smart to compile the PHP code directly. So what will happen if I run it directly? You see my code is shown here. So whenever I'm writing an advanced PHP code, so if my password, my username, everything would have been reflected if I would have run directly. So as I was saying that it is a server side coding. So it's supposed to be coded in the stored in the server, not to the client. Hence we need a server to read a PHP code. So this was the basic syntax of PHP. Now I'll proceed with how to write a PHP code. So the first order of business is we need to learn how to write comments. So before doing anything, so first I am supposed to write the comment. So this is a multi-line comment. So you have to write the syntax like this, and then you have to write author. If whoever is writing the code, ABC, company name, AF, and then you can finish it like this. So this is multi-line comments. For single line comments, you have to write two lines on the left, and to write this is a single line comment. So this is how you write comments. So every code should basically have comments. Now let's proceed with ahead. Second thing is the variable. Variable should start with dollar and then it should start with a variable name. Variable name should start with an alphabet or underscore, but it can never start with $9, $8, $7. That is a wrong syntax. So first variable I write as $variable1 and then I write a string. So my first string and I will save this. So this is how you write a string variable. String data type variable. If you want to put a integer, I put $number and then I put the number. So now this variable becomes integer data type variable. If it is decimal, we have to write 23.20 and this becomes a decimal data type variable. Okay, so these are the ways you declare a variable in PHP. So with the $sign and the variable name, and however whenever you put double quotes it automatically becomes a string. If you put a number, this becomes an integer, and if you put dot, it becomes a decimal float or double, which is called. So the advantage of this is in other languages like C, C++, you would have to write string ABC or string var1, then integer var1, and that's how it takes the variable. But this is like dynamic. You can even convert this var1 into integer if you declare it $var1 equal to some number. Again, if I want to see all this code, what I have to do? I have to do echo. So echo $var1 and save, and echo $num1, echo num. If I want to put all this code in different line, so I can use the HTML code named as break line, and I can press save like this, copy, and just save it. So if I run the program now, see, the first string came, the number came, and this. So right now, so this is how you use your variable. Once you use your variable, you can use a many string function. So we'll start with string function now. In string function, the first thing is you can find the length of the string. So how to find the length of the string? Length of the string in terms of letters. Now var1 is a string, so I'll do echo star length and this. And before that, I'll have to put a break. So 15. So these all letters are 15. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there are 15 letters in total. So if I want to reverse this, so what I'll have to do, I'll change it. I'll put it below here. Again, I'll put echo break. Then I'll do string reverse. So when I do string reverse, so it comes like this. So now the reverse of this sentence will happen. If you look over here, see over here, this is my first string in reverse order. So you can see the length of the word. You can see reverse of the string in such a way. There are other string function also. So, but the most which is used is always your length and your reverse thing. Reverse is used for palindrome also. Palindrome, if you look at race car, from left to right also it is race car, and from reverse order also it is race car only. If I read from left to right or from right to left, so it is both the same word. Now after this we go into the integer function. Integer function is nothing but your match function. Integer function or match function. So in this I use addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, mod, and lots of more. So these are the basic which I'm going to show you. So now I have one number, I have second number. I'll make this number into a integer only, like 260 I'll make. Now I'll have to add the number. So first I make a variable to keep the result. So always starts with a dollar. Do result equal to dollar num1 plus dollar num2 and save it. Now again I'll have to make a break, and then I'll have to echo the result as it is. So when I save it, so num1 plus num3 I have to do, sorry, not num2. So here it is string, and I save it. When I go over here, 233 plus 260 is equal to 493. And now I want to show the user what I'm actually plusing. So what I should do, I should write echo num1 I'm taking correct. Then to add it with string, I do dot. Then string we write like this. Inside the string, I write the plus symbol. And again the second number I have to join number 3. Then dot again string function equal to close this and semicolon. So what will this show? Let's see. I press save. So if you can see num1 dot double quotes plus double quotes dot num3 dot and equal to. So when I press enter, so it comes like this: 233 plus 260 is equal to 493. So this is the way you add. Same way for minus, you copy this completely and you put it below minus minus, and then you save it. Once you save this, again you just check if everything is fine. Yes, everything is fine. So we'll go to the code and we'll execute the code again. So it is 233 minus 260 is equal to minus 27. Same thing for division, same thing for multiplication. I'll change it over here only. This is multiplication, this is multiplication, this is multiplication, and this is multiplication, and I'll just save it. Once I've saved it, I go over here to the code and I okay, both the thing I did multiplication. I should have done divide, divide, and divide, and press save. And let me see the result. So see, this is the result which is there. So basically, you do not need a calculator. You can do your calculations even in PHP. So this is a part of your variable declarations and how to use the variables. Now, and your operators finish. Now, for comparison operator, I teach you with the if statement. So first I'll make a new file, if statement.php, and I'll clear the code. Again, how do you start a PHP code? Lesser to sign, question mark, PHP, press enter, question mark, greater to sign, save it. Now whatever code I have to write inside. So if statement, what is if statement? If statement is nothing but a statement which makes a decision. So if my brain wants to do some activity like walk, so if my brain says walk, what should my leg do? So what should my body do? So if my brain says walk, so if is a syntax, and you are supposed to open the bracket dollar brain. If brain equal to means this equals to walk, I'm saying, then I'll echo to print. I write echo body is supposed to walk. Okay, and if else, if another condition I put, if brain is telling to eat, so I write echo body is supposed to eat. Else echo do not do anything. So this is a decision which I'm letting my computer do. So if my brain is thinking of walking, so what my computer will do, it will tell the body to walk. If it is eat, so it will tell my body to eat. And if nothing matches with the brain, what I'm doing over here, so it will not do anything. Now I'll save this. I'll go to Chrome and I'll write the new folder name. I press enter. So has it matched with the task of walking? The body is supposed to walk, it is shown. If I say dance and I press save, so dance is not here, so this will reflect right now in the main page. So I go over here and I press enter. So what happens? It says do not do anything. That means if nothing of this gets combined, it will do nothing. So you save this and your if statement is finished. Now instead of if, we can write one more thing called switch. So it makes the same, it's a decision making program only. So you have to write a syntax like this, open the bracket and close. Whenever you open a bracket, you're always supposed to close it. Always remember that. So first I write case. This is like when you're gone to some court or something. So there are cases for everything. So if the cases of brain, so if brain matches walk, and so what are you supposed to show? So it's like echo body is supposed to walk, correct? And then again I do not need to check otherwhere, so I have to write break. It should not go below, because here I'm not writing else if and there's only one open bracket and close bracket. That's why I have to write break. And second is if I wrote case and then I write eat and I put this, then echo body is supposed to eat and break. Or else I'll write dance also now. When I write dance, echo body is supposed to dance. Okay. And then I can write default. If nothing of this matches, I have to do nothing matches and single quotes. And I'll before that I'll do echo a new line. I'll make and press save. So now two sentences will be, one will be do not do anything and one will be body is supposed to dance in the if statements. So if you can see the code over here, you can pause the video, you can look at the code and you can write it down. Go over here, you go to if statement and you press enter. Do not do anything, body is supposed to dance. But what happened? It came over here and it came this also, nothing matches also came. Why? Because we didn't write a break statement. That's what I was explaining to you. If you do not write a break statement, it will go below and it will run the default value also. So always write break once your case matches and then press save and press enter. So this is the way you're supposed to write your switch cases, and this is the way you're supposed to write your if statement. Now to the final part of the PHP basic part will be your for loop. So again I'll make a new project for that, for loop.php. We'll clean up this code and then we'll write the basic, save it as a basic syntax. So what is a for loop? For loop helps us to save a lot of time for code which are redundant. So what is that? Like one thing if I want to do again and again, like multiplication table. Every time you are doing one only function which is multiplying, but the numbers are different. So for in that case, we can use for loop. So how is that useful? So I tell let's take a huge number. I want to know the multiplication table of 895. So ideally, if normally if what I can do is I can write result equal to number, correct, into 1. Then I'll do a echo result. Then again I copy this. Then again I have to multiply by 2. Then again I multiply by 3. So this is a huge process. If I want to multiply by 10, I have to write it 10 times. By 20, so I have to write it by 20 times. So instead of that, I can use for loop. So how to use for loop? So for loop, you have to write the syntax for. Then I have to make a variable. I just variable name 1 because we are starting by multiplication by 1. So for right now, I just type loop. If it is lesser or equal to 10, then only do the loop function. I'll explain to you what this is. And this is loop plus plus. This is same as loop equal to loop plus 1. And then it goes inside over here. So when I do this and I do echo loop, so what happens? First the loop becomes 1 in the starting. Then loop, it checks if it is lesser than 10. If it is lesser than 10, it will show the number, then it will plus by 1. So now loop becomes 2. So it doesn't goes back over here. It comes over here. Then 2 is lesser or equal to 10. Yes. And again it will show the loop over here. You come over here and then you press for loop and you press enter. See here 1, 2, 3, 4 till 10 the number came. Again below I write echo here and then you put semicolon and you press enter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now everything, my main things has finished. So now I just have to write the my result. What I'm doing is hash number into hash loop, correct? And I press semicolon. So here I have to show the result and I press save. You can pause the video, you can take the code, press save. Now I go to the Chrome and I press enter. So 894 into 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 is there. But it is looking shabby, so let me make it neat. So echo, what I'm doing, number dot correct, double quotes dot loop dot equal to and semicolon. And when I do this, I just press save. See the code once again, number 1 dot loop, and I go over here and I press enter. So see, your table is finished. So you will need to practice all this basic kind of your loop, and then when I start the second for PHP form and MySQL and web development. So you need to know this basics. We'll do array, objects and function while doing the form validation. So much for now. Thanks a lot. Okay.